So do you want me to repeat this again? These slides, these two slides are important. Do you want me to repeat these three slides, or you okay? Do you need any clarity on this?
Actually, we are okay. I'm
So
okay.
you understood the hierarchy, right? Veeresh, Prabhu, and
Yes.
Kishore. Okay. Now what we discussed yesterday, we'll do it in a real time in the portal so that you will get the confirm 100% clarity on this. Okay. So now this is my Azure portal which I've created recently. So it doesn't have anything. Okay. I'll just tell you what I've done is just take this one down. So this is just a portal Azure which you need to log in, and you will get the same homepage like this. Nothing I've done it. I've just created a with the username and password and with the credit card details. Once you create it, right, this is how the page looks like for you, the portal Azure page. Here, when you click on these three lines, you will be having all these resources. Resources are nothing but the services. Yesterday we discussed, right? SQL Server is one service. Azure Cosmos is one service. Storage account is one service. We'll be using around 5 to 6 services in our course as part of our full course. Okay. So I will create each and every service today just to create. That's it. We'll not do any kind of development work there. We'll just go through the UI here on a high level. So this is the home page.
Okay.
This is the home page which we have it here, and this is the dashboard, which was the same here, and these are all the services here. So this is my complete dashboard. Once you create your account, right, you can just go through how it is. And now we are currently in the free trial, right? If you want to upgrade, this is the option for us to upgrade. So we don't do it normally, but this is the way. And this is the cloud shell. Like you might be aware of this Unix scripting, right? The shell scripting. You can do it using this Bash and PowerShell also to navigate to this Azure also, to this portal. We don't do that normally. And this is the notification. And normally what happens is once you create a Azure account, right, they will give you $200 of worth of credit. That's equivalent to 17,000. It depends on the exchange rate. Normally the standard fixed amount is $200 USD. And if you want to upgrade, this is the one. You can upgrade it here. And this is the settings. Like if you want to do any settings, background or appearance, language, my information or anything. We don't use this normally. And this is the notification, like, this is the support one. If you have any queries regarding any of the topic, if you want to ask, you can ask the Azure community. And also we have the Azure documentation here. If you explore this one, this will be helpful for you. Like you can select the topic here and you can go through the complete documentation here. Say, suppose if I select one second. I think this needs to be signed in again. Leave this. We'll do that later on. So this is the one, and this is the feedback. If you want to give any feedback, this is the one. So this is the home page dashboard. This is how we will be doing all the development work and all. We'll be creating the resources here. So yesterday I was talking about the resource group is the first hierarchy. First, what you'll have is a subscription. If you search the subscription, this is my subscription. Yesterday I was talking, right? An example, I was giving an example regarding the postpaid mobile SIM cards. For our family, we'll be having 3 SIM cards. So based on that, the plan only, we'll know like who is consuming more and who is talking more and who is paying more the bill, like the postpaid bill. So everyone will be having, like every project will be having this free trial like subscriptions. So based on the consumption. So yesterday when I was talking, I was told an example here. So this subscription is just like an example of one is a dev subscription and one is a production subscription. This one, you remember this one?
Yes.
This one I was talking, right? This is the subscription. So this one, if you see here, dev subscription, one there will be one subscription in a real-time basis. We will be having one subscription for the dev environment. See, normally in the like in a IT, like most of your from the background, IT background, we'll be having 3 environments or 4 environments. First one is the development environment. The second one is the SIT instance, we call it, system integration testing. This is an optional. Some organizations will be having this SIT instance and some organization will not have. But the third one is the UAT. UAT is the user acceptance test instance. The same Azure account you will be having in the UAT instance. And the fourth one is a production instance. These are the standard instances which we have it in a real-time basis in the IT. If you're talking about any development project, not maybe the data engineering or it may be the application Java related or any big data or any other technology. This is the standard practice way. So here the subscription which we have it is dev and production. Now consider we are using only the trial subscription, right? Just for the practice. Okay.
So, sir, development and production environment is okay. So, what we do in UAT?
UAT, what we do is, see, once your code is ready, right, you do the development and you do the unit testing and you promote the code to the SIT instance. SIT instance is the system integration testing. This instance is an optional. Some organization will be having and some organization will not be having. So SIT instance, the internal testers will test our code and they will validate it and they will promote the code to the upper environment. That's a UAT instance. In the UAT instance, what happens is, the real-time users, like the end clients who is involved in the business, like who is interested in our development, right? They will do the testing, the user acceptance testing. In the front end, they will do the reports testing. See, your data is loaded into the data warehouse, right? Right. Once the data is loaded in the data warehouse, the reports will be, they will view the reports. In the front end reports, they will validate the data, what we have loaded in our data warehouse. So the UAT will be coming by the business users, like the business users or any middle, what you call center of excellence teams, they call it as. These are the, like they are a bridge between development team and as well as the end clients and business users, the business analysts, we call them. So they will be doing the user acceptance testing. So once they approve, they say that, hey, your code is good, and they will provide a UAT sign off for the code which we have developed. Once we have a UAT sign off, right, we'll be going for a change request. That's called as a CR. We create a CR and we promote the code to the higher instance. That's a production instance. So that's how it happens, like the hierarchy.
Okay.
You got it right, guys.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So this is the free trial account. Okay, this is the free trial account, and this is a subscription. This is the first thing which we discussed as part of the hierarchy. I'm talking about the hierarchy. Okay, I'm just going from here to understand from the subscription, resource group, and the resources. Resources is nothing but the services. Okay. So if I click on this free trial account, you have it everything here. You have the subscription ID and the subscription name is free trial and the billing period. See the billing period here. This is important for us. So I've created this account yesterday and this is valid for only next 26 days. Means 28 days is the, previously it was 30 days. Now they reduced it to 28 days now. See, it is valid till 7th March. And the currency which it is in, we are by, why? Because this is by we are in Indian region, right? So this is the INR. And see, this is the 17K, means around 17,000. Just to monitor. And this is all depends, like once you start using your account, once you do the run the queries and develop the mapping pipelines, right? This rate will be changed, like this 17,000 will be reduced. The cost will get reduced. Okay. This is a high level page here, and we have a trial cost analysis, alerts, and everything. That's not much more important for us. So once you go to the free trial, so what I'll do is, this is just I've created sample yesterday. This is the just a sample resource group which we need to create. So first I'll create a resource group here. The first thing what here I'll type resource group. And if I select the Azure only services, is what happens is you will get the Azure groups. How to identify is the resource group, the symbols is you have a cube and it is covered with the right parenthesis and the left parenthesis here. So this is the one which we need to select here. That's the first step. This we don't do it on a real-time basis. We don't do it, just for your information. But for our practice purpose, we'll be doing. What happens in the real time also I'll tell you. So this is the hierarchy. See here. This is a subscription and this is the resource group, right? Here, I will give the resource group name. I'll give as a BI Cloud RG. Okay. Means our training name is BI Cloud and the resource group is RG. And the region which I'm trying to select here is we need to select our, like if you are in a India region, right? We need to select which is near to the us. So I think Central India is the Pune one. We'll select that Central India. We have multiple options. Just go to the Central India. Yeah, this is the one. See, Asia Pacific, Central India. And I'll just go to the next. This is not required for us. This is an optional. And see here. See, if you just see, there was a validation. It was validating it and it got passed here. Did you identify this one? Did you try to notice?
Yes.
So now our resource group name is BI Cloud RG and the region which is deployed means this service is getting deployed in the Central India. In Pune, Central India, we have the availability zones. Okay, so that's the reason I'm just deploying it here. Means what happens technically backend is we discussed the previous topics, right? This availability zones and everything like this one. Say suppose this is the consider this as a Pune region. Example. In this Pune region, it will be deployed in this one of the availability zone. It will be maintaining the copies also. I'll tell you how it goes there. But this first deploys in one of the region in the one of the data center. Means in the one of the data center in one of the server, this service gets deployed now. When I once create it. Okay. So if I start creating, see, resource group is created. Go to the resource group. So this is the resource group which I have created. See, I able to see it. Just now it's got created a few seconds back. Okay. So if I try to refresh, see, it just gives you notification every time if you create any service, right? It just gives you the notification. Like if you use any credits, it also gives a notification here. So for creating a resource, it doesn't charge you anything. So that's the reason there is no amount got deducted from your balance. Okay. So once you create a resource group, right? What we'll do is we'll follow some hierarchy. First, we'll create a storage account. And after that, we'll create a SQL DB and also we'll create a ADLS Gen 2 accounts. These are all we'll cover. Like first we created a resource group and after that we'll create a storage account. And after that we'll create this ADLS Gen 2. I'll tell you the difference between this one and this one. And we'll create the data factory. And if time permits, we'll see this SQL DB and also the server. We'll just create it today, okay? Nothing will do any development activity or anything. We'll just create a resource here, all the services. So now I'm in the home page. I'll just go once again, okay? Now this is the create a resource. I can click on this. This is like this is just like a marketplace where you can buy anything. Like it's not only the Azure products, you have everything here. It may be related to the Oracle, it may be related to the SAP, or it may be related to the other AWS. It may be related to the GCP. All the services, it will be available here. In the Azure, right, we have around 200 plus services. Like just like what the service which we created, we have like 200 plus services. Okay. Now I'll just go to the storage account creation here. I'll just type storage and see the first one which is showing. See, you can identify is it belongs to the Microsoft area and the third party provider, the service. See, this is belongs to the Microsoft and this is belongs to the Fortune Cloud. Means this is the different one. This is one which we needed. Storage account, which I'm trying to create a new storage account here. Okay. Now,
Sir, are we creating under this the resource group which we have created?
yes. See here. See the hierarchy here. Are you able to see the hierarchy?
Yeah.
The subscription is the first one, which I talked to you with earlier. So this is the first hierarchy and resource groups. Here in this case, we created BI Cloud RG. And here we are creating the storage account as a service. A resource or service is equivalent.
Right.
Okay. Now we already in the drop down, we have two resource group, but I'm trying, my interest is in the BI cloud only. Or else if you want to create a new resource group also, you can do it here. But we are not interested on that. We are interested only BI cloud RG. Now I will be giving the resource storage account name. I'll say again BI cloud storage account. And I'll give C as, and here in this case, right, I'll just tell you one thing. It will not accept the uppercase and it will not accept underscore. And it will not, I think it accepts, it will not accept hyphen also. It should be, everything should be in a lowercase and it should not have any space. That's the constraint here in this Azure. So here, if I see, if I try to create BI cloud underscore to just to differentiate, see, field contains only lowercase letters and numbers. Name must be between 3 and 24 characters. So it will not allow you the uppercase and underscore also. And it will not allow you the hyphen also. Okay. So now in this case, I'll create in a lowercase BI cloud storage. Okay, it says it's already taken. See. Now what I'll do is I'll give it as 0902 is today's date to just to identify uniquely. Okay. So this is my storage account name. And see, by default, this got selected as Central India. Why it got selected in the Central India? The BI Cloud RG, we selected the Central India, right?
Yeah.
That's the reason it is selecting here. We can select the other region also, but the standard practice, what is, everything should be in a one region, like one region. Like if you're deploying the resource group here and all the services related to, it should be in the same one so that the performance will not degrade. So you'll get the data the latency will be less. So by default, Central India, let it be as it is. And see the performance of the storage account means this, what does the performance means is like to access, to read and write the files to the storage account. This is just like a folder, guys. This is not nothing more, nothing. We are not doing anything. Just like this is the same like this folder here. See this example, this folder here. Okay. Now we are doing it in a cloud. That's it. Understanding, right? Just like this folder here, the program files folder or any other folder. This is in the on-prem in our local. Now we are doing it in a cloud. That's the only thing. If you will write the files, you'll copy the files and you'll read and write the files, right? In the from the folder. That's what we are doing it in a storage account. And
Right.
see in the performance, we'll be selecting as a standard means this is recommended for the most of the scenario. Why? Because if you select the premium, right, the latency will be very less. Means you will be able to access, read and write very quickly from the storage account. But the challenging part is the billing. Your credits get reduced very soon if you to take this premium on a real-time basis. Like if the client is, they have enough budget and they go for this, they will go for the premium one. But the standard they will go. But here also the performance is not so bad here. So that's how it is here. So the redundancy. This is the topic which we discussed like not yesterday, day before yesterday. There are four types of storages: LRS, GRS, ZRS, GZRS. You guys remember on the other day, the first day, we are talking most of the time for this one.
Yes.
So that's the reason I told you the whole story of this, like one hour session for this LRS, see, ZRS, GZRS, ZGRS. Okay. So it is like if you go for a LRS, this is the low level storage service which is provided by the Azure. Means the cost will be less compared to the GZRS and ZRS and GRS. So will if see on a real time, if it is a production, right, they will go for this GZRS. For a development, if the data is not so much important, right, the development and say you don't need to spend much amount of your for the storage service, right? So here they will go for a LRS here. So in our case, I'll go for the LRS. You're connecting, right? What we discussed on the second day class,
Right.
why we discussed like around 30-40 minutes on this one. So see this one options, lowest cost option, basic production against the server rack and drive failures, recommended for non-critical scenarios. In this sense, this is non-critical scenarios happens in the dev instance only, right? maybe the data which is not so much important to the business, they will go for this. Okay. And these are the same backup. They will be having recommended backup practice, and this is like high availability.
Storage, these storage accounts are already created in a real-time scenario, and they will give us, or we need to create storage accounts based on our requirement.
They will already create it. If there is any new requirement came, we need to create. Ideally, the storage accounts will be created. If there is any new, see, suppose you have a new requirement, you need to pull the data from the Oracle SQL, Oracle database. What happens is, from the Oracle database, you need to put the data in a landing zone, landing area that's called as a storage account. In that case, you will be creating a new storage account.
Okay.
While creating the storage account also, what happens is you will be taking the suggestions from the architect. They will be discussing here. This is what's the complexity of the data which we are storing in the storage account. Based on that one, we will be choosing this LRS, GZRS, GRS, ZRS, or GZRS. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it here. And next I'll go to the advanced. Here, what happens is requires enable transfer for REST API. This leave it as by default, and allow enabling anonymous access on individual containers will make it as allow. Why? Because if somebody wants to access, we are in the practice sessions, right? So let it be enabled. And the version, the current version is the TLS version is leave it as is, and permitted scope. We have three options here. Choose the first one. Means from any storage account, you will be able to copy from one storage account to the other storage account. Leave it as it is default, nothing required. And this is the hierarchical space. I'll discuss within next 10 to 15 minutes. This is very important interview question also. This I'll talk it about in the next, while I'll create one more storage account. I'll talk about that one later, okay? Next 10 minutes. Now what we're creating is a normal data lake storage account, not the ADLS Gen 2. I'll tell you the difference between the normal storage account and the ADLS Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. I'll tell you the difference. Okay. Now we are creating a normal storage account. Okay. Azure storage account. And this is the access types. This also I'll talk to you like in 10 minutes. This one is a hot, means like this is used frequently on a day-to-day basis. Cool is something like which is not used frequently. Means I can say this will have the current data, and this is like cool is like if you want to maintain any historical data, right? Which will have low performance. Means it will take time to retrieve, fetch your data. But hot is it gets your data, fetches your data very quickly. By default, it should be hot. And that's it here. And if I go to the networking, let it be enable public access from all networks. If suppose if some third party, say a Snowflake, if you want to access this storage account, right, it should be enabled as public. Or if you want to enable with selected IP address, this is the option. By default, let it be this public access. And routing is Microsoft. Let it be this default network routing here. And I'll go to this data production. So this one, what it is like, enable soft deletes from the blobs. Means blob is nothing but the files. Okay. So by default, what does Azure do is Azure, if suppose if you deleted any one of the file, or if you deleted any container, anything, right? By default, we are telling store it in their backend in the system for next 7 days, so that we can recover it from there. It can be a blob, or it can be a container, or it can be a file share. Okay, let it be 7 days. The maximum time. Okay, so which option? Like you're talking about this soft deletes.
Advanced options as well.
Which one? The previous one.
Yeah. When you go back.
See, this one is not so much mandatory. Yeah? See, what happens here is, see, require secure transfer. REST APIs, nothing but, see, I'm talking about you the other day, NetSuite APIs, the NetSuite APIs or any other HTTP transfer protocols. We are trying to make sure that we are trying to secure the connections. Like if it connects also, it will not have any impact, like it will not be corrupted, the storage accounts. That's what we are trying to do it here. And say here, allow enabling anonymous access to the individual containers. Means if somebody anonymously want to access. Now in this case, we made it enabled, but on a real time they won't do. But because of the security reasons, we are making so that for the practice purpose only.
Okay, so by default, when we are using it in a real time, the first option should be checked and second option should always be
Yes.
not checked, and
Yes,
then move to next.
Correct. Why I'm doing in this case is, see, we are
just
doing
because
the
it is
practice
silent
purpose.
out.
It does not, it should not create any problems for us, not to like the security problems or permission issue. That's the reason I've just enabled as tick here. Okay, that's an optional.
And also, and the version should be 1.2 by default.
No, by default it is 1 point. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is let it be enable public access from all networks. Let it be this first one. Why?
So
Because
by default.
yeah, by default, and the reason it should be is, see, normally what happens in the real time is they will go for this and selected virtual networks. Okay. Now in this our case, because on a client they will not give you the access of the public access, right? Anyone can access their storage accounts. So that will not be the case. In our practice purpose, we'll be using this enable public access from network case.
Okay, but in real time we'll use the second one.
Yes. And from the selected virtual networks and IPs.
So one small question, when we are looking into the second option, so it says virtual networks and IP addresses. So in real time basis, for example, I am working in a project says A, so my email address is only given access to this storage account.
Correct. I'll tell you how to do that. Yes, correct. Exactly. I'll tell you. Let's complete this one. What is there is, I'll tell you how it works there from there. See, just try to create a storage account now. Okay. So this is the soft deletes. Means like mistakenly if you deleted a file or a folder or a container, right? From there you can record it. The maximum days is from 1 to 365 days. You can record it. Means if you keep the 365 days, right? Minus from 6 days to 365 days. If you deleted any file, you can record it. So by default, this is 7. Okay. There is nothing to look on this one. That's not so much important here. And this one, if you look at here, encryption key, by default, Microsoft gives you this key, Microsoft managed keys. This we can select it here. Okay. And next, if I go ahead here, and this is the key value pair. This is also an optional. And next is a review. See the running final validation. It got completed. If you see that on the top, did you guys remember observe this one on the top?
Yes.
Okay, so now it's got validated. Means the backend, this is ready to create a storage account. Now, if I try to create a storage account, this is getting deployed in the RG, like BI Cloud RG. Just take some time. Okay. See, this is accepted here, the status. See the cloud storage name and still it's refreshing. Once see. I think this got completed. Let's see. And if try to refresh. See, deployment got succeeded. Go to the resource. Okay. This is my storage account. Okay, I'll go from the home once again. Okay, this is the home page. And under this, see, this is my new service which got added, BI Cloud Storage 0902. Just got created few seconds back. And the type you can, based on the type, you can segregate which type of service this is. See, this is the type as storage account, and this type as resource group, and this type as subscription. This is already I've created, right, yesterday. So this is the sample one. Ignore this one. So if I go to this BI Cloud Storage, this is how it looks like, the UI complete page. And this is the overview. And this is the activity log. What are all the activities, like what are all the activities which are done, and the tags. This is not mandatory. And this is also diagnose and solve the problem. And this is what you are asking. See, here is the access control IAM. So here, if I see the roles, here we have the roles. Okay. So what I want to do is, say now in our organization, somebody got, like say suppose Biraj joined in my organization. So I already created, means this storage account is created way back, but I want to give the permissions to Viresh, right, to his new email ID, which is created by the company organization, right? Now what I'll do is add role assignments. So for this storage account, I'll give access to his email ID. See this, we need to go to the privileged administrator roles. Here, normally we select as a contributor. Contributor is the sense grant full access to manage all the resources, but they're not allowed to assign roles to the Azure RBCS. Okay, means you will be contributed to that storage account. I'll select this one. Okay, 1 second. I think just here. Add a role. Okay, sorry, it was there in the bottom. See, I've just gone here. So for this storage account, I want to give access to one of the new user which they got added into the project. So this is the one, and add a role assign, and I'll go to the privileged administrator and I'll use the contributor. Contributor is the one who uses the storage account. And next, and see here, select the selected role as a contributor, assign access user group service. And I'll select the member here. His member will be his email ID. You're getting right. Here I'll select it as Azure. Means if suppose this guy joined the organization, I'll select him and I'll review and assign. Next, review and assign. Means this guy will be having an access to the storage account. Not only the one who got created, he will also be having the access. Guys, okay? So this is what you are asking, right? Now, this is the one. So once this,
the person would get any
yeah.
person would get any kind of approval email address to accept it, or directly his email
Oh, he will
address got
be. He will be, see, this is email ID got access, like he got assigned. He need to log in here normally. Here, this guy will log in here in the place of this one, and he will log in and he will be able to access the storage.
What I'm trying to ask you here is, once we send him the once we add his email address on the account, will he get a notification email stating that you have been added, and he should click on any link and then get give us approval to get an access, or directly it is added?
No. By default, it is assigned here. It doesn't require any approvals or anything. Yeah, I understand what you're telling. You get an email notification saying that click on the link and approve.
Yes,
doesn't
yes,
require
yes. That is
doesn't.
what I'm trying.
It doesn't require. Okay. Okay, so here we are worried, we are interested on this, not the data migration event storage browser. Here, this is the one which we'll be creating a new container here. Okay, the container is something like that. It's like a storage account which we'll be creating. So here I'll create a new container. I'll give the container name as BI Cloud CONT. This is my container name. This is container name is nothing but the folder name here. So here, this I've created a container. Okay, so one thing I would like to show you is this is the container. Here in the container, you will see here you have only two options. I'll just take a screenshot here just to show you one difference. Okay, this is the normal storage account which we created now. Let this be here. Okay. Now I'll upload one file into this container. Means it can be any CSV file. I'll try to upload. Here we have, now we are in the container. Okay. We are in the form and we are in the storage account. And the storage account, this is the container. Okay. In the container, we'll try to upload a file, one sample file here. I'll take one file. I'll just take it. You can upload it from your local laptop. Okay. And it says overwrite if the file already exists. Okay. If the file is not there, right? So I'll just upload. These are the advanced options. We'll talk about the advanced option later. Just upload the file. Okay. Now the file got uploaded. And if you want to view the file and if you want to look it in deeper, just click on this and see, you can see all the options. You can download the file and you can refresh and you can delete this file. Okay, you can change the tire. The change the tire in the sense hot to the cold. See, these 4 options, you can change it. Okay, that's not required. And this is not required. And this is one, it is. And if you want to see that, see, URL, and this is the cloud one. Let me just take it, this one here. See, this is the cloud storage, right? See the hierarchy here. This is the HTTPS and the one BI cloud. BI cloud is the storage account name which we created, right? Okay. And this is the URL of this Azure one. And from here, this is the container name. Okay. And this is the file name, right? Okay.
Okay.
And this is the last notepad in this one. And the type is blob storage. And the size of this file is 265. That's it. These are all the normal things. And if you want to view the data in this file, right, you need to go to the edit. See, this is the data which I have it in this file. If you want to make sure, I'll just go through the trainings. See, this is the EMP, right, which we just the same file, which we have it in our, okay. So that's how so what we have done is we just created a resource group. Once we create Azure account in the resource group, we created a storage account. And once we created a storage account, we created a container. In the container, we uploaded a sample EMP file here. Okay. So that's the first step which we have done it here. Now what we'll do is we'll create a one more storage account. I'll tell you what's the difference between this one and the second one. I'll create a one more storage account. So the same one, storage. Okay, I'll select this one again back. Okay, I'll take this one and here I'll say BI cloud storage Gen 2. I'll give it as Gen 2. Okay. And I'll take it everything here, like recommended everything by default. And here also LRS. Next, we'll go to the advanced and we'll make this one as enabled. And here enable public, Microsoft, and data production. Let it leave this one here. Okay. And next, if I go encryption, and just normal what we've done here. 1 second, I have missed it here. Yeah, this one. See, okay. So I've just created a storage account with the Gen 2 name. And if I go to the advanced, yeah, LRS. If I go to the advanced, what I want to show here is this hierarchical namespace, which I was discussing. So if we enable this, I'll enable this hierarchical namespace here. So this is completed by, this is the second version of the ADLS Gen 2. This is the upgraded version of the Azure storage account, data lake storage account. I'll enable this one. Just remember this, I have enabled. Okay, networking, data production, encryption, tags, review, and is validating it again. And this is the storage account name is Gen 2. I'm creating a storage account now. And this is LRS. Okay. Let's see if it got created here. The BI cloud is accepted. The amount is not debited anything. Just we are creating a service, right? Okay, I'll go to the resource. Okay, so this is the one. I'll go to the home to show you is it created or not? See, we created just now Gen 2, right? And this is the type is storage account. You good? Okay. Now I'll browse, I'll go to this Gen 2. And now I'll go to the containers and I'll create a new container. I'll make it as, see, this is private, but private access, it should be, no. Okay, let it be this one only. So I'll do BI Cloud, CONT2. This is my container name. Okay. Once I go to the container inside, see here, add directory here. You will able to see the option. Did you see the option here?
No.
See, are you able to see this screen, right? This one.
Yes.
When you see what it is here, you have a upload and change access level. But here, I'm in the same page right here. BI Cloud Gen 2 containers here and BI Cloud, BI Cloud Storage 0902 containers. We are in the same hierarchy, right? Here, if it is a normal storage account, it will not allow you to create the directories. It will only allow you to upload the files there. In the Gen 2, you will have an option to create a directories here. So what I'll do is I'll create a test directory, test dir in the sense. Okay, I'll create a test directory. In the test directory, I'll be uploading one file here. Okay, I'll upload one more file here. I'll take it as emp2 and overwrite. This is an optional one. Okay, I'll select it here. And overwrite if already exists. This is on optional because we don't have any file here. Okay, now I'm uploading it. So that's the difference between this data lake and the Gen 2. There are some more differences. This will be an interview question also. We'll discuss that one. Okay, this is got created now. When I look at this EMP file, EMP2 file, and same options like download, refresh, and everything here. If I want to edit, I can see the data here. Same data. Okay. And if I go to again the containers. So here is the container 2. And if you want to get that complete path, right? Here you can get the complete path, I think. Containers. Yeah, this is the one. You can see. See the permissions also. Super user. These are all the permissions which we have. And this is the file which. Okay, you can view, edit, and everything you can do it. And you can rename this one also. The EMP file name. Rename blob means blob is nothing but file. Rename file name. Rename file. Blob and file are both are same. Okay. Now we just created, today we'll just create this storage account and the services. We'll talk in detail like each and every one once we started using it. Okay. Now I'll create,
No.
you're good, right, guys? You need any
No,
clarification?
one question here. So in both the files, without that hierarchy name, without that option selected hierarchy name, I believe. So there is no difference. In the first file, without selecting that name also, we were able to upload the same file.
We'll
which is
upload it.
everyone.
See, we'll upload that one. We'll definitely upload. The difference is like we have a directory there and there are some additional differences. We'll talk it about in the next class. Today, what we'll do is we'll create this, all the services, what are the required services for us. We'll create, like if time permits, if some of you want to stay, just stay for 10 or 15 minutes. We'll create this Azure Data Factory service and also SQL service. Once this is done, right? So we can just start practicing on that one. Sir, there are some more differences also. Okay. So those differences we'll discuss between what is the difference between data lake and ADLS Gen 2. That will be an interview question. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll create a data factory service here. So this data factory also, you just go here, and also if you select this one also, you'll get it here, Azure services only. Here you can create a new data factory here. See, this one is under the same subscription resource group. Now I'm talking about BI Cloud, right? And the name I'll give as BI Cloud, sorry, BI Cloud ADF. I think is the name is not there. Okay, let's see. BI Cloud ADF, and I'll take it as Central India. And this version should be V2. This ADF, the current version is version 2, which is in the present version. Next, if I go click on the next, and this one we'll do it later. Okay, this one, what is the Git? What does this configure Git later is? Git is a repository where all your pipelines or your development will be stored in the repository. That can be stored in Azure DevOps or GitHub. So are you aware of this GitHub? What is the GitHub? This is a version controlling tool.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
You guys aware, right?
yes.
Nikshit, are you aware of this GitHub?
No.
See, GitHub is this is the repository. This is the third-party repository, and this is the Azure DevOps one, where you will be doing all your version control. Say, suppose you developed one pipeline here, and you upload the pipeline to this Git repository, and it will be version control V1. And again, you made some changes in your pipeline. Pipeline is nothing but mapping. If you do the changes in your pipeline and you will upload it to the Git, right, it will be marked as V2. So this is like storing your data, securing your data in the repository. This one we'll do it in a project, in the time of project. Okay. While discussing about the project, right? We have two options to select as Azure DevOps or GitHub. Anything. This is, you need to have an account like a DevOps account, project repo name and everything. Are you aware of this SVN, guys? SVN. SVN also the same like this.
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
We'll discuss this one. What is there here? We'll definitely discuss. Okay. Let's leave it as it is now. So we are this means what we are telling is we will not upload, like we will not configure it to the repository. We will not do anything. We'll do it later. Okay. We are doing a practice, right? While creating the project, while doing the demo project, right? We'll use this option.
Okay.
Next. Okay. This leave it as it is. Nothing to take care, and connect via public endpoints. Let it be these public endpoints. Next. Okay, this is also not required. Enable user a customer managed. See this one while we are creating that storage account. MMK, CMK was there. This is also not required. And this also optional. Okay, I think, yeah. View autumn, yeah, this is the one. Agree terms and conditions. Now we are able to, now we will be creating a free trial. The resource under the resource group, the hierarchy is subscription. Resource group name is BI Cloud ADF, and the region is Central India. Version is V2, and the connect via public endpoint means like anyone can connect to this data factory. Okay, via endpoints, not with the username and password. Okay, now I'm creating the service. So with this recording, once you create an account, right, what I expect from you guys is to create, by seeing the video, you need to create all the services. If you got stuck anywhere, I'll help you. But what I want is you need to go through it on your own. If you have got
Sure.
or anything, I'll help you definitely. But you need to look and feel everything here. Okay. Now I'm in again the Microsoft Azure one, and see here, see the symbol here. You have a factory symbol here. And here you see the storage symbol, and here you see the resource symbol, and the type is data factor. Okay. Now, when I click on this, and here, this is the overall here. And again, if somebody joined again our organization, like the new project he joined, we need to give the access him, right? Here again, what we'll do, we'll go here, access control IAM, identity access management. This means IAM means this is equivalent to the AWS also. They call it as IAM, identity access management. Here, you'll go here and add a role, privilege, contributor, and I'll select here and select a member, and I'll select this user. Okay, review and assign. Okay, means I'm giving the access to this ADF storage, Azure Data Factory to these users. Okay. Guys, are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me go to the home page again. And I'm going to this BI cloud. So now the important one is, see, the status is succeeded and the resource group which is got added is BI cloud RG, and the type is data factory, and location is Central India free trial, and this is a subscription ID for the subscription. Now the first important, yeah, this is all regular one. Just go through everything. If you got any doubts, I will discuss. But the important one is we need to launch the studio. If you launch the studio, it opens in the other page. This is the ADF page where we'll do all our, see the setup code repositories. It is asking, we didn't set up right. We make it as disabled. So that's the reason it's showing you are here. So this is how the page looks like, data factory. And we have all this home, author. Author is nothing but we do all the development activities here, pipelines, CDC change data capsule. I'll discuss. I'll discuss, guys, all this. Each and everything what we have it is what is important to the project, what is important for your real-time scenarios, right? We'll definitely discuss. But I'm just going through on a high level the UI just to walk through the UI. This monitor is what happens is in the monitors once you create a pipelines, right? You schedule the pipelines to run them on a daily basis, right? There you can see the monitoring here. Manage is something where you create a infrastructure setup, means the source and target connections and the integration runtimes, everything. The important the components which are there, I'll definitely discuss here. And learning center is where you can start learning regarding the ADF here. Okay. Now, okay. Now, once this is done, let's leave this Azure Data Factory now. So, you guys okay for next 10 minutes? Hello?
Yeah, if it is 10
I'm
minutes,
okay.
then
I'm
fine.
okay, Mahendra.
Okay, we'll just do another what you call SQL server and SQL database. So that's after that we'll just close it for the session.
Fine.
Okay. So now we created a storage account, normal storage account, ADLS Gen2 account, and also we created what you call, we created this ADF Azure Data Factory. Okay. And now what I'll create is I'll create a SQL database here. Now go to the SQL, create a resource, SQL. If I search SQL database, I'll get it here. Azure service, and I'll check this SQL database here. Okay, I'll take this one, SQL database. Okay, this is how the page looks like. This is one to Azure SQL 2 for every. This is not required for us. Okay, and we are interested on this subscription, and the resource group the same BI Cloud resource group, and the database name I'll give as BI Cloud DB database. Okay. And the server, we didn't create any server, right? See, we are creating a database. For running the database, we need to have a server, right? So for that one, the first thing is we need to create a server. Server, what does a server is? It stores all your database related tables, data information, and the metadata information. It computes. Computes is nothing but if you run a select statement in the database, right? It goes to the backend server and selects the query and computes and gets back the result for you. It gives you the output for you. Okay. Now I'm creating a new server here. I'm creating everything in a cloud. Okay. Nothing I'm doing on a on-premises. Everything is a service and I'm doing it in a cloud service in the Central India region under the resource group. Okay. That means now in reality, what's happening is this is happening. It's going here and it is going to this one of the zone and it is LRS I've selected, right? Means it goes in this. Where is the LRS? Yeah. in this way. So this is how it happens in the backend, right? So this is how, because I've opted LRS, right? So this is the storage account will be in this way, and now all this the services are deployed in one region, and this one also, this SQL server also will be deploying in the same region, which we done it for the resource group and as well as the ADF and as well as the storage. Now I'll give as a server name. The server name is like BI Cloud Server. Okay, means it is accepting BI Cloud Server demo. I'll give as demo server. Okay, and this is the server name. We'll just remember the server name later, and the location I'll choose it as same as Central India here. Okay, Central India, Central India. Central. Yeah, this is Central India, Asia Pacific. Okay. Here, there are three types of authentication methods. Use Microsoft Intra authentication method. This is with the Microsoft these details. We'll go for this use SQL authentication by method. Why? Because I'll tell you. Oh, the reason is we can also install the standalone Microsoft Studio, SSMS Studio. That's a front-end UI where you can use the username and password, and you can run the queries just like your standard Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS. Now I need to give the server admin login, the username and password to log in here. So I'll give as BI Cloud Server DB. I'll give, and I'll just save this someplace. Just put it in the notepad. Server name, I'll just add it, and this is the username which I'm doing it here. Okay, and the password. We'll create a password here. Okay, I'll create a password as B capital B. I. Cloud. Okay. I've just gave BI Cloud 99. Let's see. It's back. Okay, this is the password which I gave it here now. Okay, that's it. And you create it. Now what we have done is we just created a server now. Okay, here you see it says this is the database name. Okay, and this is a server name. BI Cloud Server Demo. This is a server name. This is located in Central India. And this want to use the SQL Elastic pool. This is not required for us. And this work environment we'll be choosing by default development. If you choose development, the cost will be one way, and if you choose production, the cost will go high. Okay. Now we are in the practice purpose. We'll be choosing the development, and this is not much required for us. This is just the compute plus storage. How it runs to fetch the data here. So if you want to upgrade, we can upgrade it here. But again, it's a cost-effective thing. So the general purpose will go this one. General purpose, most budget-friendly, serverless compute resource on an auto scale. Build per second based on the week course use. This is build per hour, but this is cost more for us. So we are not worried about this. Okay. Where is this back? Oh, sorry. Apply general purpose only. We are doing it here. And again, see here, LRS. We are doing it again in the LRS only, not ZRS and GZRS. Next. And here, the connectivity method, no access to the public points. This should be the connectivity. Means if you want to access the SQL databases from the other application also, say suppose from the third party application, we need to enable as public endpoints here. Okay. This connection policy is let it be default. And here TLS as 1.2 and go to security. And here, this is also not required. This start free trial, this charges you see, get started for 30 days free trial and charges uh, 1274 rupees here. Defender for SQL. Like this is just like a security kind of stuff here. This is a production of your server. If it is any threat happens to your server. So this is just a testing server, right? Nothing, not need to worry here. Okay, these are all not required to focus on much more and go to the additionals and let it be as is using existing data. We are not backing up anything here and let it be here the same. See the cost here. See, if you look at your right side, see the estimated cost per storage is 463 rupees INR per month. If you want to storage, see max storage in GB. Okay, per cost GB is 11. And this is the general purpose. If you see, if suppose, I'll tell you one thing, we'll not create, we'll go here, yeah, configure database, right? Let's see, we'll use the provision one, okay? See the cost here. Are you able to see the cost here? What was the cost there and what is the cost? How many times it is more? This is 33,000. That is 400 change, right? Okay, so we'll not worry about that one. This is much more related to the cost now. Okay, next tax, and this is also not required. See, storage account cost 463 rupees. Previously, it was 33,000. Okay, now we can validate. You can just check what are the basics which we are given earlier. The database name is this one, and the server name is this one. SQL authentication, the authentication method. Database name is login name, and LRS we opted for the LRS. Okay, and now I'm trying to create a database. Backend, what happens is it creates a server and as well as a database here. Okay, see, first server is getting deployed in this data center. SQL server is accepted now. So the server is accepted.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, tell me. Yes.
So I'm okay with the rest of the services, but coming to the SQL database, are
Mhm.
we using it as a staging area or for the storing purpose?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. See, what happens is I'll take the paint. I'll just, yeah, let it, okay. Now it's deploying. Let's deploy. I'll just tell you a small scenario here. Say, suppose this is your, what you call text, add text, add text. Okay. This is your traditional Oracle DB, traditional Oracle DB. Okay. On-prem. This is on on-prem. Okay. And now your requirement comes in this way. You want to load the data from your on-prem to the Azure SQL on a cloud base. Okay. Now I'll take this one back. Okay. And this one, and this one. Okay. So now what your requirement comes is you have an Oracle database on-prem and you want to migrate your complete data warehouse to the SQL Server here in the production, in the Azure SQL DB means complete you want to migrate to the cloud. This is the cloud, okay? This is your scenario. So what happens is from here, you will be connecting to the, from here, you will be having this, the ADF comes into the picture. ETL tool. Okay. Here the ADF comes into the picture and it loads the data into the storage account. That is ADLS Gen 2. Why this is called as a landing zone for us? Landing zone. What is landing zone is you get all your raw data, means all the data without any transformations. We are just landing the data in the landing zone in the storage account. Okay. From there, and you do all your transformations. Yeah. Here it will be like, here it will be like this. So this is the one. Second. Here it will be Azure SQL DB. This is the cloud one, not this one. You can just ignore this. You can ignore this. Okay. So what happens is this ADLS Gen 2 will be the landing zone and this will be target for us. So this is the source. Right. This is the source for us and this is the target for us. Got it? And this is the landing zone we'll use. And ADF is the integration tool, like the ETL tool will do the mappings and will load the data into the Azure SQL DB. Okay.
Okay, so between the landing zone and the final destination, we do the transformations.
Correct. Here will happen the, see, here what happens is here extract. And here you, sometimes it's called as loading also. Load, ELT, load. And here we do the load and transform. Here load and transform. Means if you want to do any transformations on the existing data, we'll do. Or you can do ETL or ELT, anything, depends on the requirement. Okay. This is how your, now what we're doing is we are migrating, the bottom line is, see your on-prem database, we are migrating to the cloud, right? In the place of Azure SQL, you will be having Snowflake also. Target.
Right, got it.
Understood, right? See, this is the example which I was telling for this one. Let me go through the one PPT here. See this one. See, this is the one, right? Say, suppose this is the structured data. Imagine you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
See, in this case, this suppose, imagine this as a Oracle DB. Now, what you're doing is from Oracle DB, you're connecting with the help of Azure Data Factory and loading it in the landing zone. From the landing zone, this is on optional, like this we'll do it later, and it goes the data into this way. Here in this case, we will get the Azure SQL or Snowflake or Cosmos DB or any other cloud-based database or database. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, now what we'll do for the next session classes is we'll make it as ADLS Gen 2 as a source, means we'll extract the data from the CSV file, we'll load the data to the SQL database. That's our next requirement with the help of Azure Data Factory by creating a pipeline. That's a requirement which we'll be achieving from the next classes, maybe in the next later sessions. So that's the reason what I've done today is I've just created an environment now. I've set up the environment now, complete environment, so that in the next sessions we'll be able to practice. Now, see, if I go to the home, again, if I see, we have a SQL database created and we have a SQL server. Where is the SQL server? Let me read this. Yeah, I think it's here in this one. Yeah, this is the SQL server demo and this is the server name which it got created. This is a SQL database. Let's see. Yeah, see here. We have it everything here. We have a In the, see, today what we have done is we created this BI Cloud RG, right? Are we good from here? Shall I explain you one more time here? What is the hierarchy which we followed? First, we created a resource group right here.
Yeah.
That we created a storage account, right? And after that, we created a Gen2 storage account, right? And we created a data factory, right? And we created a SQL DB, right? And after that, sorry, this one will be the this way. First, it creates the server, and after that, it creates a DB. Okay, that's how we followed, right? See, the type is data factory, database, and server. And if you want to see this one here, you will be having the complete name of the server name. Copy to, oh, this is the, let me copy, not this one. This will talk it in the next class, okay? I'll tell you what is this. That's fine. We'll discuss in the next class. So now we created a data factory, SQL database, server, and also two storage account. One is the normal storage account, one is the Gen2 storage account. Tomorrow, what I suggest you is like just I want differences between what is a data lake and Gen2. I want you to understand, and tomorrow in the class I will discuss. This I just want from you guys. I just want 3 or 4 differences between these two. Basic differences between. Okay. Between data lake and what is Azure data lake? This is nothing but Azure data lake storage. Gen2 is nothing but generation. I want at least 4 to 5 differences from you guys. And tomorrow we'll discuss this one. And we'll create one sample mapping like from a storage account to the SQL server.
Sure.
Okay. Are you good? Are we good, guys?
Yes, sir.
I'm just sending it here. Okay. I'll stop sharing now. On Sunday, if time permits, we'll do that one. Like while creating the, you create the Azure Portal account and you do the practice. And if it is any doubt, I'll take. Means create all these services. What we just created.
Sure.
Okay.
Tomorrow we have a normal class, right?
Yeah, we have a class. We have a class tomorrow.
Right. Fine, sir. Thank you.
We have a class.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll stop recording, guys.
Sure. Thank you.
I think I'll stop. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mahinder.
Yeah. Thank you.
you.